So it is Tuesday night, and Mr. 916-249-5770. Um, I didn't understand the question. What was the question? If you're there. You're muted. You're still muted. All right, no worries. He's probably just, taking a quick break. He'll be back. But tonight we're still going ahead and we're going live, guys. We're gonna have a meeting here for the foreseeable future. So one thing that's kind of been on my mind, and Graham's brought this up as well, is we don't share enough of like the wins that are going on in the company. Like just talking about the good things that are going on. I think between like Shad, myself, Nancy, we're all very like perfectionists. If the deal didn't go 100% smoothly, it's like, we don't want to talk about that. There were some bumps in the road. There were some things that didn't go right. But what I actually want to do is change that narrative. And, shout out to Graham for bringing that up. But REI conveyor belt has grown tremendously. It was already something that existed before I came, and I've been with them about a year, maybe longer. I don't know. But since then, the trajectory of the company has just gone up and up and up. So obviously, as you guys know, what I do is pretty much all things acquisitions, sales, scripts, helping with the team. And also I do a little bit of RE Real Pros, which is simply appointment setters for people that need that done. So I want to start a series, and I'm still gathering a lot of things, but I want to show you guys like the leads, what's going on. I want to do real deal breakdowns of real deals that we've actually done, show you guys the address, show you the numbers, show you the calls, all the calls, and kind of let you know the final result, whether we actually closed on it. If we closed, pull up the HUD. If you're not showing HUDs, then I think the saying is you're a dud or something, a stud, one of them. But I want to do that for you guys, and then also show you guys the losses. A lot of times on like Instagram or YouTube Shorts, you'll see people like, oh, signing another contract, but you don't know if it closes. You don't know if they got the check in their hand. You don't know if it went to their bank account. And a lot of times it doesn't, because things are just imperfect, and there's some things that you just can't account for. So I want this to kind of be our introduction to a series. We're going to probably do it a week long, because it'll take that long to get through it. I think it's my biggest, not the biggest deal in terms of assignment, but in terms of like crowning achievements, the pinnacle of creative deals. For me anyway. For Shad, I don't know. He's been doing deals long before me. So, but I want to share with you guys.
To be fair though, from an assignment standpoint, it would have been a monster, but it was our marketing partner's deal. So the marketing partners that work with REI Conveyor Belt get a smoking deal, when they decide to buy the deal. Had we assigned it, I mean, this thing could have made probably 60 or 70 grand, because
Yeah.
I was about to tell you, like, I mean, it was a unicorn deal. Like, this is a 1 in 1,000 deal type thing. So it would have been a monster had we like actually assigned it properly to an end buyer, to a buyer.
Not to say that makes me kind of sad. You said 50, 60,000, huh? Like, yeah.
And actually, Nancy was, yeah. Anyway, yeah, go ahead.
But anyway, this is like the pinnacle of deals that people look for in sub two. It's either that 0% down sub two, 2% interest rate mortgage, or you're looking for that 0% down, 0% interest seller finance. So we didn't get the 0% down part on the seller finance, but what we did get on this deal was, I believe it was 8% down and 0% interest over 15 years.
No,
So
no balloon. The
yeah,
house, you just make the payments and then until it's paid off. So the only reason it was 15 years is because it was such a good deal. Like it just pays itself off. So phenomenal deal. Like those are the type of deals that anybody that hasn't done a creative deal yet, those are the things that you want to look for, right? Is going to be interest rate is huge, right? Your down payment is huge, your balloon is huge. And if you can get a win on 2 out of the 3 of those, you probably got a deal. If you get 3 out of 3, well, that's a grand slam. And this one was the triple whopper.
yeah. And what that 0% really means, and I kind of miss the days when Shad used to pull up the good old mortgage calculator, but if you were to go out and buy the property on the market traditionally, you get your conventional loan, 10% down, 6-7% interest over the span of 30 years. You're paying like, what was it, 400, 500,000 for that?
600. When we do the deal breakdown, I'll break down the numbers and I'll pull out the old mortgage calculator again. 640,000, something like that. So
Yeah.
I remember George cleared 400K on that, basically. Like he saved himself 400K on today's rates on a 30-year fixed at 7%, or I think I calculated it, and we'll play with the calculator and you guys can see it when we get to that part of the deal breakdown. But yeah, I mean, that's what made it a smoking hot deal.
Yep. So, and yeah. So yeah, we're going to break down the numbers. We're going to show you guys everything. We're going to show you, because on REI Conveyor Belt, we do it all. So from pulling the data to the first cold call, we're going to show you the list it came from. We're going to listen to the cold caller's call, the first conversation. We're going to listen to the lead manager's call. We're going to listen to the acquisitions call and any important subsequent calls. So all in all, I know a lot of people with sub2 or creative, they either have like 2 mindsets. One is, man, these creative deals don't exist, but I see Pace Morby talking about it all the time and I just can't find them. So this is a whole bunch of bull crap. Or second school of thought is that, oh, I lost my train of thought. First is they don't exist. Second is, oh, they're super easy to come by because Pace Morby does one a week. So
Yeah.
with this particular deal, it was neither of those things. They do exist. And I think I haven't been doing this long, but I've been doing acquisitions for about maybe a year and a half at that point. Real estate journey, maybe a couple of months longer, but it took me that long. And I was pretty privy and up to it and pitch seller finance before. But with this deal, and I am literally gonna go through. We're gonna scrub out the personal. We're gonna scrub out. Oh, we're gonna share the address and everything. But I don't want us to get flagged on YouTube. That happened once. That was my fault. So we're at strike 1 with YouTube. But
Actually, I got flagged once too, like a long time ago. So
okay, so one more strike and we're not going to be on YouTube, guys. So if you're on YouTube, you got to make sure you get in here because
you
we
tune
might
in.
not.
Might be the last.
We might lose it. So, but I am literally going to go through and count every call because we were chasing this lady down from October, like late October till when we finally closed on it in March of this year.
Mhm.
And there was calls in between, follow-ups in between. Hey, we need to do this. Hey, we need to reschedule that. All of that happened to get that one deal. But the one thing that our team excels at, in where everybody else I think kind of fails, is follow-up. I might not be like the best person on the phone, but what I will do and what the team will do for sure is definitely call somebody over and over and over and over again until we get it. And that's what it takes with a lot of these calls. Even like the other creative deals I've gotten. Um, there was one today. I think you guys talked about it yesterday. Once we get that in contract, we'll probably do like a numbers breakdown on that one. If that moves, that is yet to be determined. But Chung, there was a lead I talked to initially in February where we were talking about him selling. He was relocating, military, and I pitched him sub 2. He's like, I like it. Let me talk to my wife. Ghosted. At that point, he wanted 15K in his pocket, and it was a $370,000 house. So I was like, hell yeah, this is a great deal. Shad, look at this, look at this. And they're like, yeah, lock it up. And then all I got was voicemails for like the next month. And then I gave up. And I was like, all right, whatever. We're doing seal stuff on the foreclosures. But since Chunks came on the team, he followed back up with that guy, lead from February. And he got it under, well, he got a verbal. I got to draft the agreement, either myself or Nancy. But he got it today. And what was a 15K down payment that the seller wanted is now a 2K down payment. And Chung got him down to just $2,000 in his pocket, walk away, subject to.
Let's go.
So a lot of this, it's follow-up. Like, I think last night I wasn't in the Zoom, but I was listening. I have eyes everywhere. Chung was like, oh, Allie kind of gave it to me on a silver platter. Like, don't ever discredit yourself, because what I failed to do in that situation was follow up. The very thing that most people don't do. And that's where they miss out on a lot of opportunities. So never like take away from yourself, because you did it. Every call was amazing. And maybe we listen to all those calls. I already listened to them like myself personally, and we broke them down. So might push them off for like a month and then re-listen to them. But what was the feeling like when you were going to offer this guy like 2 to 3,000? What was kind of like going through your head when you did that?
Actually he himself came up with the number too. He was like, oh, I want maybe like 2 to 3, and I was like, so I ran with that, But really, even on the phone call, the first thing I said, when I first spoke to him, the first thing he said was like, oh yeah, your colleague talked to me back then and I wasn't ready, but I am ready now. Like he actually said that.
Man. Okay.
Chuck, we
So
gotta
it
get
was,
better at hyping yourself up, bro. Like, you got to come in with a story, like third party story, and bend the truth a little bit. Like, oh yeah, man, this guy was a tough cookie. He wanted money. Who doesn't? But
we
Oh,
lips.
I need to be at 2,000. What do you say? If I send you, so are you telling me if I send you a contract right now and it has 2,000 written on it, you're gonna say no? And he said, yeah, I take that. I'll take the 2,000. And I was like, all right then. And boom, that's how I got the deal. But nobody here,
okay.
who's gonna go listen to that call? Only me
Oh,
and Al.
shoot.
Let's do it.
Oh yeah, he was
Yeah.
tough. He was a hard sell, I was sweating bullets on that call.
There you go.
You
Go,
got to
go.
get you got to hear Michael. Michael's a completely different character on the phone, so Michael's super smooth.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
that
I
guy
wonder where
Michael.
he learned it from.
Hey man, you apply everything. So that's another deal. And then what's crazy is I think the number 2 is like our magic number, Shad. Right? We're getting all these sub 2s with 2K down payment. Jose got
Yeah.
another one, 2K down payment, subject to taking over a loan. Guy was in pre-foreclosure. He just did the loan mod. And then when that payment went up, he was like, oh my God, I didn't think it was going to jump that much. So now the guy's struggling. He's like, I can't afford this. I got a loan mod. I saved my house. Everything was supposed to be perfect, but now I am house poor at the end of every month. And Jose was there at the right time. He's like, what am I going to do? Ring, ring, ring. Who's this? Hello? And it's Jose talking about, do you want to sell your house? And the guy's like, yeah, I want to get out from under it. And that's what it takes. A lot of it is just following up and being relentless. And Jose and Chung got that in spades for sure. That's why I love these guys, and they're absolute rock stars. So, I mean, just there, that's like 3 deals. And I could probably talk about a couple of other hybrids. But the majority of what we do is cash. But I want to make sure I kind of do this introduction tonight and get you guys ready for the future of what we're going to be doing and showing you guys everything from start to finish. And I can't see anybody on YouTube actually doing it. Wow, Graham, you just changed your background. That's kind of jarring. I like it. Okay, changed it back. All right, never mind. But we're getting you guys ready for this week-long series. We're probably not going to do it next week, but the following week, we're going to show you everything from start to finish, A to Z, down to the HUD statement. So I hope you guys are excited for that. We're going to leave no secret left to imagination. I think when Shad and we talk about this all the time after we finish this deal, we were like, man, I wish when I was starting, I was able to hear the entire process from start to finish. Like, man, I would have paid so much money to hear the conversation, to see the list, to, see the follow-up calls, to see the contract, to see, the closing, and then also kind of see what happens after, life after closing. So we're going to bring all of that into it. We're even going to bring on, hopefully, our marketing partner for a night, so he can let you guys know what he did with the property. He finished doing all the renovations and he turned it into a rooming house for domestic abuse victims. So that's what he does and what he specializes in, or he does homes for disabled veterans, pad splits. So we'll probably have him come on and break down the numbers and let us know where he's at in the process. And we'll give you guys everything. So that's it. That was a really long, dramatic intro just to hook you guys in. So we're going to make a flyer. We're going to put it out there. Make sure that it's going to be the whole week. It is going to take us that long to get through like all the calls and stuff and break things down, but it is going to be well worth it. So every night will be a different step of the process. So when we do put that flyer out, guys, if you just share it out to people who would want to hear that, doing it completely free just because. But guys, open floor. Anything you guys want to know. I know a lot about a little bit, but if you ask me, I might be able to like point you in the right direction. So what do you guys got?
Crickets. They
Yeah,
got
nothing.
they
Yeah,
know that
nothing.
they got no questions.
See, this is why, I don't really train them anymore, Shad. I just
So
say,
what?
we're done.
So here's one thing that I'll say while people are thinking of their questions or whatever. That type of deal that Ali's talking about right there, you don't see. So there's two reasons why you don't see a ton of them out there. Is because, and then the ones you do, Pace usually swoops those up. The reason for that is because they're rare, right? It's a unicorn. It's tough to get a 0%, no balloon, 8% total entry. That's cash the seller, closing cost, everything all in. It's a unicorn. It's tough. It's tough to find those. But the other reason for it is, and this is exactly what happened with this deal. Those great deals, they don't go to market. The team that locked it up usually takes them down. And if they don't buy it, then their friends, their inner circle, friends, family, their VIP buyers, it's a phone call or a text, and they're not giving it to 1,000 people. I mean, they literally send like, "Hey, I got the smoking hot deal. You're the first person I thought of," and that first person is like, "Yeah, all right." It's that inner circle. So the deals that actually get blasted out there are going to be. You see a lot of deals that are not deals, right? They're locked up too high. It's just the numbers aren't going to work out. There's a lot of those. There's deals that are like, yeah, I mean, there's just enough meat on the bone to make a deal out of this, and I could flip it or hold it or do whatever. So yeah, I'll get it. And then there's some good deals out there. It's like, oh man, this is a good deal. It's going to make some money. That home run, that grand slam deal, you don't see a ton of them for those two reasons. There's not as many of them. And then when they come across, the team or the person that actually put it together has a lot of options. And one of the last options is put it out there on the market for others to swoop up. So that's something that I've observed and learned over the 3.5 years I've been doing this. And that's exactly what happened in this case. Nobody heard about that deal. I literally talked to one person about it just out of curiosity to see like what would an assignment look like, because he does a lot of creative deals. He's like, yeah, I put probably about 50 to 60 on that. And I'm like, all in? And he's like, no, assignment. 50, 60 on an assignment or something like that. And then you see where it goes, but somebody will pay that. So, because I should say one other thing. There's one other caveat to it. You can get really good deals like that in the middle of nowhere, where nobody wants the deal, so the deal itself is a good deal, except for it's in a city of 3,000 population, 3,000. And it's like, okay, cool. I got the 0% deal. I got the, I got all this stuff cooking for me, but who's gonna buy it? Where's my buyer at? There's literally only a couple thousand people that live in that whole city, or that whole area. So that we see a lot of that too. Like, we've had some really good deals, and then we're like, oh, that's a good deal. You know, numbers pencil out, everything's looking good, and then you're like, yeah, but there's 11 people that live in that city, and apparently they'll already have a house.
Yeah. Even like 30,000, because I think after we kind of do that series, we might show some of the other deals. We might kind of go over that wrap and the numbers, and yeah, even in like places outside of major cities, stuff still might be hard to move. Wraps are challenging. I think we've even dipped our hand in Novation a little bit. Still haven't like fully gotten our bearings, but I think if people aren't showing you the deals that fall through, it's like you should probably be a little skeptical. Nothing falls through, everything goes to close, everything makes it to closing. That's a hell of a close rate. But
Yeah.
all in all, yeah, we're just here for you guys. And if you ask me something and you want to know something in particular, I can probably elaborate on it as it pertains to like sales. So I'm gonna make a very pointed question. Alexandra, aren't you on our team? No? Yes?
Shit.
No,
Yes.
I'm just
Shots.
making phone calls. I'm not at your team.
You're
Oh.
on the conveyor belt.
Allie would know if you're on her team. Yeah, she is, Allie. She's on.
Okay. We're
Sorry.
all one. Okay. Yeah. So
Hey,
you,
that
you
was
come
that was cold, Alex. She's like, no, I'm not on your team.
yeah, I was like, damn, we are one, I thought. But we're gonna change that. We're bringing it back on Mondays. The team, the whole family's getting together. But you come all the time. Like I know that you guys don't have to be here, but you show up every night. Is there like something in particular, like questions you have, or like issues you're running into, or just any like thoughts in general about anything real estate related? No.
Um, Actually, yesterday I was talking to Vaughn, and I'd like to do. So Mondays we're gonna start having Vaughn and the QA team are gonna be anything that has coaching opportunities. The caller's gonna be in here on Mondays. They're gonna start getting feedback. So Mondays are gonna be basically like cold call feedback. That'll be our designated night to what we used to do like 4 nights a week, and now we do the other types of calls and whatnot. So Mondays are going to go to that. We'll have coaching opportunities. So Alex, you'll be getting feedback this coming Monday. Make sure you're here for that night for sure. And then Vaughn and QA are going to literally hand select and tell which folks need to be here for those specific nights that they're getting calibrated. So yeah, that'll be
Okay.
starting this coming Monday here.
Perfect. So yeah, and that's just our process for how we help train like our team members. It's just a lot of call calibrations, which is pretty much what I do. I think Chung and I do them quite a bit. And then we do them a little bit in like the seal, which is our foreclosure part. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or like any cool deals that you guys have done, like I'd love to hear it. I think they're always fun to kind of talk about. But up to you guys. Damn, you guys are boring. Come on, Graham. You always have something to say. You're getting quiet on me now.
Well, yeah, the background, my background I changed because I thought it was really interesting. Picture this. This is an eagle catching a drone mid-flight. It's almost like nature fighting technology, but I was quite inspired by that. But I did have a few thoughts as you were talking. One thing, I've been in real estate a long time, and recently wrote a book, and it was quite inspiring going back over the history and thinking about cycles and the way real estate goes. It's worth bearing in mind that real estate is cyclical. And this year, at the beginning, if you remember, we talked about how do you think this year will turn out? And many of us thought that the market would at least normalize and become even a buyer's market, and acquisitions will become a lot easier. But it's turned out different. It's turned out that it's only corrected very mildly. Inventory is going up, but very slowly. Here in Knoxville, there are some subdivisions that are growing very quickly in price. So things are pretty much the same. And so we shouldn't get discouraged. This eventually will correct and become a buyer's market. It may take a year or two because there's so much money in the economy right now. There's a great transfer of wealth from the baby boomers. And there's a loss of inherited wealth, a loss of cash buyers. I think cash buyers right now across the nation are at an all-time high for real estate transactions. So well, saying all that really to say that we shouldn't become discouraged. Things are cyclical. There's always people in need to move house because they have to. And that's why I think Shad did a brilliant move in moving into foreclosures and helping these folk out, you know. But all the old lists, the tired landlords, the vacant ones, they'll all come back. But right now, it's market conditions don't support that. They want too much money for the properties, and that's why we're getting that on the phone. So. Those are some of my thoughts, Sally, if that helps any.
No, I like it. I forgot we did the year predictions. Yeah, I think it's taking a little bit longer than I thought, even for the market to rebound. I think it's gonna take a little bit longer for cash to come back. I think. I don't know. But obviously, like you said, with those people who have to move, yeah, those deals are always going to be around, like we're seeing with foreclosures. So I love it. So I'm really curious about Noah. Like, maybe you said it before, but what do you do? Where are you at kind of in your business? Maybe you've shared it before, but I maybe I wasn't here.
Yeah, I think I did. So I'm actually part of the No Excuse program right now.
Oh,
Yeah, so I'm doing cold calling. And yeah, I noticed there's a Zoom, and there's always some interesting content here. So I decided to drop by every evening.
interesting.
Yeah. And the question that I have to you is, why do you have a turtle in the background? Is that a symbol for some? Is that a metaphor for something?
Yes, life is an ocean and I am just a turtle. Yes, you got it. No. I love animals. One of my favorite animals is just a turtle. And this is a turtle that I want to have eventually. I want to own a property with acres. I want to own a pond and have fish and turtles. And this is one of the first turtles I want to get. It's a pig-nosed turtle or a fly river turtle. Yeah, and it's just kind of like a reminder of what I want in the future. And I love sea life, sea animals, all that stuff.
Awesome.
So that's why. But yeah, that next question, Chung already beat me to it. Where are Noah's calls? Where are they at? Where are they at? Do we have any? Do they exist? If I
mean,
look for them?
sometimes on Wednesday I go to Chad's Zoom.
Oh, you play them there.
Yeah, and we do some collaborations there, but yeah.
Shad's been holding out on us. Okay. Shad and TJ. Got it. Great. No, that makes sense because they have like it's like a 3-hour Zoom anyway, so that makes more sense to do it there.
We could do them here though. I mean, look, that's a private thing that nobody, has access to, and you guys can play the calls here. There's nothing wrong with that because I mean, then the panel's different too, right? Because you got Allie, Graham, you guys are on that Zoom. We got me and TJ giving the feedback there, so absolutely,
Maybe more feedback is better.
yeah. It's all about different perspectives. It's not like we have, I have like perfect, amazing feedback or anything. It's just perspective, like, oh, I didn't think about that, or hey, that's an idea. Oh, okay, hey, that's a good way of phrasing that. It's those little subtleties that make a big difference. All of our scripts, all the stuff we've learned, I don't think we've really invented much of it. What we have done is just what I take pride in is we've pieced a lot of the puzzle together, and we're still piecing other parts of the puzzle together. So
Yeah. Okay. And I mean, I don't know if I've ever asked you this, Chung, but what is, in your opinion, what is my feedback like in terms of like style, I guess?
Style. It's really long feedback. Sometimes I kind of, it's good feedback because I like this, like for example, on Wednesdays or whatever, right? You give me feedback and then I'll apply it the same night, like an hour later on the calls, and it works right away. So they work. They're good feedback. They're great feedback. It just sometimes
I don't
I
feel
have
like
ADHD, so sometimes I lose.
it would have been awesome if Chung was like, yeah, I mean, it's all right. I don't really listen to much of it, but every once in a while.
I didn't know it was long. I thought I was pretty short, sweet to the point, but all right.
We all
I guess I
do.
just be
Apparently.
blabbing.
I thought I was giving like really good constructive feedback one day, and then I heard I was people were my punching bag. It was like, all right,
I remember that.
I'm over
Shots
here,
changed
like,
drastically.
really helping people out over here. This is great. Yeah, I don't like your feedback. Don't give me feedback.
I was talking to TJ and I was like, man, Shad, from when I met him, like when I first knew you, like when we first met, was like you're a completely different person. Completely. Like he's grown a lot. Sometimes I'm like, all right, let me be the petty one today. But like Shad's amazing. He still gives really great feedback. He was pretty instrumental in me, like through like calls. What people don't realize is you go through different stages. Like, and also there's like a curve. I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's something my band instructor would kind of say. It's like, all right, you pick up an instrument, you first start learning it, your progress is like immense. It's super steep how much you're improving from not knowing how to play an instrument to learning how to play your first note, playing hot cross buns, right? And then at some point, you just absolutely tank. You're still practicing the same amount of time. You're still putting in the same amount of work. You still have the same level of dedication, but somehow you got worse. And then that's where most people stop. They're done. They're out of it. This isn't for me. I'm going to go do something else. But what my instructor would always say is that's the part where you have to push through, is in that little trough. And when you keep practicing through that, then your improvement, again, at some point, nobody knows when, but it'll again peak and you'll end up having like another increase in skill. And then that repeats over and over and over again. But the thing in that is I was kind of going through that change where I was like, man, I feel like I'm absolutely crap. I'm still on the phones. I'm still making as many calls. I'm still having as many conversations, but I'm not getting any results. And then that's when Shad really stepped in and gave a lot of really helpful, pointed feedback that I was able to apply and kind of get to that next peak. And then eventually you still slump again. But nonetheless, Shad is, even though he's not on the phones, he has so much sales knowledge for sure. And I respect him a lot. So one day we're gonna get Shad on the phone. We're gonna do a heads up. We're gonna be like, let's see who wins.
I did that call, you know, when you wanted, I forget when it was, several months back. You were like, I want to hear one of your calls. I made a call for George. He had that house that he wanted.
I know when you did the negotiation on that one house that was getting condemned. Was there another
Oh,
one?
that guy, that was fun. And then Nancy wanted me to call the guy, and then he cussed me out and
Oh,
told me,
for the land.
you guys only ask for help when they know it's not gonna go well.
God can take it. We're like, nah, they're cool, Shaw. Just call them. They're cool. But yeah, one day I think we should. Shaw, you should get on the phone. We'll give you some leads from REI Conveyor Belt. Don't worry, and then we'll let you go at it. But yeah, watch him lock something up in like the first like 10 minutes.
To be fair
man.
though, I talked to a lot of people, you know, it's just not the sellers, so I'm on Zooms and meetings and talking to all kinds of sub-2 students and people in the space all the time.
All right, so guys, you heard it here. Shad's gonna hop on the phones. That's what I heard anyway. Because
I'll
I
talk-
think there was you're gonna do it? Really?
I talk to people, yeah, I mean, you know, I don't have a whole lot going on these days, so it's no problem. I'm gonna build the AI to do the talking and then just clone my voice, and then Ali's gonna be like, wow, Shad's on the phone all the time. It'll just be my AI.
Yeah. He's secretly building AI of me so he can replace me soon. It's called Ally AI. So Nancy confirmed it. It's all in the works. So I'll be out there soon, guys.
I think like not this Thursday, but next Thursday, I'm gonna do another AI update. I'll be hopping on because man, some really, we're making some strides with the AI stuff. I'm genuinely impressed with the team. The first one went okay, that first AI Zoom, but this next one, I'm excited to pull back the curtains and show you guys all the updates. It's working, like we're actually using it now. That the Q AI, Kai, like the team is completely caught up with all their stuff. It's pretty awesome.
Okay. So I mean, Shad, you got it. Randy said we gotta do it. So we're gonna call some California, like Arizona leads. So then it's a reasonable time over there. And we'll do it live and see what happens. So I'm down.
So
You kind of trailed off there, Shad. You said you're gonna do what?
we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out sometime.
You know what that means, guys. All right, he's backing out. We'll figure it out sometime. We'll do it.
Needs to rest. Is it okay
Oh.
if I a little bit earlier tonight from you guys?
Say it again.
Can I steal them away from you guys a little bit earlier tonight? Because Mr. Shad Najumi was in the hospital today. He needs
Yeah,
to
I
get-
was waiting for him to tell me, but he only told one person.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, TJ, we're not doing the Zoom tomorrow, so I told him tomorrow morning. And then we're not gonna be on tomorrow's Juneteenth. Juneteenth? Is that what it's called? Yeah, so we won't be the foreclosure meeting won't be happening tomorrow. We're just gonna postpone it until next week, just FYI for everybody. But yeah, yeah, it's true. I was in the hospital earlier. Nothing major, just
kidney stone,
yeah.
nothing
Oh,
major.
jeez.
That
Yeah. So
Well, if you want him, you can have him, Nancy.
he needs to get some rest. Since 3 a.m, we've been up and 5 in the hospital, so
Mhm.
it was a day today.
Yeah. But what's even crazier is he was on Zoom all day.
No.
Like, was he not? I felt like I saw his. Maybe he wasn't telling you, but he was on his phone in his pocket because he was in meetings.
And that severe pain that he had, he's like, go bring my laptop. I want to take it to the hospital in case they keep me. And I was like, Jesus Christ, right now you're thinking about working right now. Let's just get to the hospital. So, but he did make me come back and get his laptop just to take it to the hospital. Immediately
never
when
know.
he came back,
Yeah.
he came, sat right here and started working.
I rested a little bit. All right, guys. I'll
Alright.
I gotta go. My mom's pulling me off. So
She's gonna pull the plug.
no more games for you. All right, I'll see you guys
All right,
tomorrow.
Chad.
Tomorrow night,
Not
won't
tomorrow.
say I'll be here. Well, I'll see the rest of the team. I'll see a lot of you guys.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay.
See you tomorrow. Sam.
Bye. Take care.
Bye, guys.